Hello gorgeous people, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for passing by. I'm super excited, but today I said let me just give a bit of a story time, because after I read this tweet that was posted by Harry now, I thought it's so important for me to actually share my own experience or my story. So how I experienced sexual harassment to a point where I was actually fired. And that changed my mind. I really like to be employed. I always prefer to create my own job because of that experience. It was such a traumatized experience. So early in my 20s, desperate for a job, and all I wanted was to please my parents. I wanted to make sure that I got a job, and I have to tell my parents, Mom and Dad, I got a job. You know what I mean? So then I went for an interview. That was the side of Northgate. For those that get. And I got a job by the well-known architect. I won't mention his name, but I think it was 56 or so, if I'm not mistaken. I was in my early 20s. So I was supposed to do his books, like working as a bookkeeper at that time. So he had an office in his house. I didn't really mind because there was a wife as well. So cool. So then I came, I think for week 1, week 2, then he asked his wife that I have to work at the houses that he was building. So this man would build beautiful houses. Can I tell you that in my early 20s, those houses would go as far as like 8 million rand, so which means those houses should be costing around maybe 25 million to 40 million, because he was really building beautiful homes. So she wanted me to work at the houses that he was building. So we literally went to the house, and then we started working from the house. So, you're sitting with the person that's supposed to be your boss. You are young. And bear in mind, I'm in my early 20s. I'm only 22, 23 years old. So I'm looking up to him as a father, pretty much. So I started hearing him bring some actually off conversations. But I would see the way that he would look at me as he speaks. But then I kept on saying to him, I would just laugh about it. Because I know you're young, you are finding it exciting, but for sure, your principles. I'm a very principled person. I'm not here to blow my own horn. I am, if you see me from a distance without her to study me, you may think, oh my God, this girl is wild. I'm one of the most principled people you've never met in your lifetime. So he decided to buy me things now. So let me just get some more water so that I can drink water. So he would bring me stuff at work. He'll buy things like chocolates or like different things really. It was just like trying to entice me. So he went on and on doing it. But I would just take, sometimes I'll feel very uncomfortable, especially when he says, let's go and I'm supposed to work at that house. I'll just feel very uncomfortable because I prefer to be at home because I knew the wife was there. I'm young, so. But anyway, I went to work. I wanted the job. I loved my job. So kept going to work. And then when he realized that I was not interested, because I got to a point where I said to him, you know what, I actually don't do that, because he said to me he would do everything for me and make sure that he take care of me, and then also and pay my bills, and I said to him, listen, I don't really do that. Remember in my early 20s, I was one of the most innocent child you've never met. Innocent, like what I'm telling you, I mean innocent, like trusting as well. I said to him, I can't do that. And my assumption was, being a man whom I looked up to like a father, he would say, no, I'm really proud of you, because I knew my father would say that, I'm proud of you, that you make decisions to be the kind of woman that you are. Because I'm a person who do not believe in certain ways, or certain ways of living. That's my decision. And I don't mean to say people who are living that way are bad people. I have chosen to live my life the way that I want to live it. And that should be respected. So this man didn't care less. He went on and on with his stories. Then he got to a point where he realized that I was not interested, and it began to be rough. I remember he would like pull things like computers like that with so much anger and rage. But I began to be terrified then. But I didn't. At the same time, I was like, but I'm at work. My focus is my job. The rest is history. I don't really care. You can do whatever you want. So I'm just don't pay much of attention. And he went on and on to a point where he decided that he was going to fire me, because he said to me, the conditions are, even he's made at home. He does everything for his maid, and he also, she also benefits from him, he benefits from her. He was very straightforward, and he thought I was going to get excited with that, but to me it never excites me, because I don't get excited with nonsense. I don't get excited with the nonsense. I get excited with men and women of character and integrity. So the rest, I don't really care. Then he decided that he was going to fire me, but he had to lie to his wife that I'd stole something. It was the most painful experience of my life. Remember, the wife was such a beautiful woman. I was almost mentioning her name. Beautiful woman. I remember when it was extremely cold, she went to a wardrobe and she got me some brand new stuff. And she got me a brand new coat. I don't forget that coat. Beautiful coat. Everywhere I go, people would ask me, so no, I bought it in Australia, but I've never worn it. I'm going to give it to you. So because I used to be very tiny and, like I was almost like looking very sexy. I don't know. I was almost like me. So he was like, hey, I was looking pretty with that coat. Hey, man, thank you there, ma'am. Thank you. I won't mention the name, but thank you. Appreciate even today. And then he went to his wife and he lied that I stole something. So I have to go. So I remember that at that moment, I requested that I see the wife. I wanted to leave, but not that I wanted to tell her, but I wanted to just say to her, thank you for everything. I'm one of the person that even if you treat me bad, I'm always going to look at the good things that you've done for me. I don't focus on the bad stuff. So I was like, okay, I just want to see your wife. This man refused that I see her. My heart was broken. Remember, I'm young. When you're young, the moment you find someone who cannot treat you with, like it's my mom, and you look at it's my daddy. I was hurt. And then he fired me. I remember the pain I felt. I was like, God, I knew that I'm doing right. I knew what your Bible and your word says about me and my decisions, and that I've decided to live this life. And here I am today that I have to be forced to live a life that is this toxic. I was crying, almost being hit by a car, because I'm crossing the road and I'm literally crying. I'm hurt, I'm broken, but thank God I managed to go home. And I went back home. I told my brothers whom I loved, I was like, hey guys, I've lost the job. But I don't remember if I told them why. I didn't say much. I mean, I respected my brothers, and I decided to advertise again. So I put up an advert, and then I think a day, first day, second day, the third day, I received a phone call that I must come, but I was supposed to work for about 2 weeks so that I can help, because they had a backlog. So I went to the interview, and when I got there, I got the temporary job. I took it. Was happy because this was kind of an upgrade. It's a beautiful company. This is very close to my house where I stay right now. At I think I won't mention much because I don't want people to really know my house. But it's not far from where I stay. But at that time, I was actually far from here. So I got this job, and then 2-3 days into the job, my boss called me into her office, and she said to me, listen, I've been watching how much you work, because I'm a hard worker. I tell you, I'm a hard worker. I'm gonna give you a permanent job. And my job, my salary was like 5 times the salary I was getting from this man. Oh yeah, yeah. 5 times. I was like the highest paid in that whole department because I was very good at my job. Yeah, 5 times. And why I give you this story, I wanted to just help my sister or my brother out there who may be facing sexual harassment at work. One thing you must remember is that when a man or woman has a tendency of sexually harassing people, you may be the victim at that time, but trust me, when someone better arrives, he's going to kick you out and you go with that person, or she's going to kick you out and go with the other person. It's more like a demonic spirit. It's a person who's just wicked and evil. So my advice to most of the people is that don't buy into it. If you find out that you're at work and you try to have those sexual relationships at work, they're dangerous. They're dangerous to your job, they're dangerous to your soul, they're dangerous to your mental health and your physical health. Don't ever have those fling relationships at work, because I'm a firm believer that you don't mix business and pleasure. You never mix the two. So I just want you to know that if that job brings you such a challenge, sometimes all you can do is to walk away. I know there are people who have said that, oh, what if I walk away and I still have to take care of my family or pay bills, whatever the case may be? What am I going to do? Listen, God will provide. That's what He does. He specializes in providing for those that are honest and real and truthful. So He will come through for you, and He will make sure that He provides for you. So I encourage you to never buy into those kind of moves and evil or wrong. I call them satanic vices. Don't buy into it. Wait upon the Lord. If it's a job, let it go. God will provide. I love you so much, guys. Oh, I didn't tell you how long I worked for that company that I was given a permanent job for 5 years. You see what God is doing? He's a faithful God. So I want you to understand that miracles do happen. God is faithful, and wait upon the Lord, because you will surely show up and you will sure show off. I love you all, and God bless you. Stay tuned. There's more stories to come, but we have a lot to cover, quite a lot of things. I also want to do a lot of vlogs, so I can also show you some of my properties that I rent or sell, because I do property as well. So you guys can just get into my life and see what's happening. So guys, be blessed as you keep living your life. But never accept sexual harassment. It's a dangerous tool. It's a weapon of the devil to run down your life. You're blessed and you're highly favored. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I love you. Bye-bye.